Hi guys, welcome to the next video. So today, as you can tell by the title, is Everything Drugstore, Get Ready With Me. There are so many really good brands out there that do such good jobs, and it doesn't have to be high-end, and you can have makeup in your kit that you can depend on and that can actually sometimes be better than high-end. So what we're going to be doing today is Makeup Revolution. There's going to be e.l.f., there's going to be W7, items that I've often found have really worked for me. So what I've already done is put my primer on, and this is the W7 Prime Magic, and it's for red undertones, and this is camera ready. So they do the clear gel, but for me, I do have red undertones. I have applied it before we came on camera. And so now what I'm going to do is do a 2-in-1 for you guys. So basically this is the Makeup Revolution, and it is Conceal and Define, Ultra Cover and Conceal, Light to Medium. Now I have found I can use these as foundations and concealers, and you're super saving when you do that. So as you can see, there's ones that I've really dipped into. The color range is amazing, and it can just be something that really saves you from buying those bottle foundations, because these are a nice consistency. They're not too thick or they're not too light, just right. So today what we're going to do is use them both. So you can use a separate low-end foundation if you'd like to. I find that these are really good. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use this as a foundation, and I'm going to use my e.l.f. Camo Concealer as an under eye conceal. So this is the color I'm going to go with for my foundation today. And this has all been sprayed. I do spray it as well. Is I actually just place it just like you would from a bottle foundation everywhere I need to go. And you can really, I could not emphasize enough how much the Makeup Revolution Conceal and Define palette can be used as a foundation. So you can see I'm just popping it on areas that I feel I need it, because we are going to go back with that concealer. And I'm actually today going to go in with my kabuki brush. And here. So now what we're going to do is I'm going to get my kabuki and I'm going to just spray that. I often spray them with the Vitamin E Hydrating Mist. Doesn't affect foundation, which is really good. And we're just going to start to put that into the skin, and you can see it's doing a really good job of covering everything up. It's literally working as a foundation. Now what you could do is go in with a lighter color from the palette and use that as a concealer, which it's meant to do. But today I wanted to give the e.l.f. another try, which is really good affordable brand. e.l.f. are coming out with a lot of really good quality makeup. So this is one side done, and as you can see, it does look a lot like my skin tone, but it's definitely kind of made it look a little bit more alive, giving it a glow, covered what it needs to cover. And we put our setting spray on, and from experience I know it really does stay. If you remember, I have it here to show you. I did a review on Fuera, and it didn't go very well in the summertime. So autumn winter was amazing, but this is the Fuera, and I will link below the original review I did. You can see for yourself, kind of, I did a whole 24-hour wear from morning to afternoon, and you can see if you have a look at that video how everything went. So that is my first application, and I feel absolutely confident. I think that it looks like any other foundation I've ever put on. All of these products I'm going to show you today don't come over anywhere from about £10. So you're really getting your value there. And yes, that is the foundation. I'm very happy with it. Now what we could do instead of the e.l.f., if you wanted to, you could go with an even lighter color, which is like I do here, you can see, and use that as a under eye concealer. I just wanted to show again the e.l.f. Camo Conceal 16-hour wear, and we're going to pop that underneath, and I'm just going to put it in the areas that I need. Okay, and now we're just going to use our blender brush or beauty blender for this, and again I'm just going to shake that, give it a little bit of a shake, and start to, and I bring that down the jawline too, just along that jawline. Bringing that to the edge, and I'm finding that this concealer really works in different weathers too. So I do have the hydrating here to show you, but I do find that it's really, really, you get your bang for your buck, as they say. It was really, really working out in terms of staying power. I'm just back from a makeup artist job, which you would have seen on my Instagram, the two brides. But what I had put on was my, I popped on my NARS, and then I put on the e.l.f. under eye concealer, and the e.l.f. really stayed really, really well. And that was the 16-hour wear. It was a really, really hot day, so we made sure that we were in like a cool room to do everything, because those hotel rooms when you're getting ready can get really, really hot, particularly on the days that we have this weather. We're not used to it in the UK or Ireland, and we're not used to this kind of weather. So there's no air conditioning anywhere. There's no, nothing to kind of counteract the heat. So as you can see, I've done a little bit of the foundation from the Conceal and Define palette. We're just kind of blending in our e.l.f. 16-hour wear. And I can definitely confirm that it is 16-hour wear. It really, really is. And the most important thing for me is that it doesn't fall away, when it gets super, super hot. Because there are some high-end concealers that you can even put your setting spray on and everything, and it still kind of comes away after 2 or 3 hours. So now I'm happy with that. So we've used our foundation here from the Conceal and Define. That's from Makeup Revolution. We've gone in with our 16-hour wear concealer. This is the hydrating, but I think I've said before, it doesn't last as long as the 16-hour wear. So what I'm going to do now is we're going to do our setting powder. And again, this is going to be the e.l.f. And this is going to be the Halo Glow. I got a call. So yes, this is the e.l.f. Halo Glow. Again, really, really good price. Again, all the links will be below. I got all of my e.l.f. products today directly from the e.l.f. Website itself. So it does have a little sifter that you can turn. And we're just going to go and get our brushes. So I'm going to be using my buffing brush for this today. I'm going to just dab it in. And I'm just going to dab that where it's needed. It does a really, really good job of setting everything, but not looking too cakey. I'm just going to dip that in. Now you can bake with this too if you want to. If I show you what I mean, I'm sure you all know what baking is, but if you grab some on your brush or your blender like this and just dab it in and leave it to set while you're doing other things, or set it straight away, it really does a good job of really protecting that concealer as well. Okay, so you could bake and leave it for a while, do the rest of your face and come back and just blend it all into the face if you wanted to, but I think the Conceal 16-hour wear does such a good job that I don't really need to. Depends on which look you're going for too. If you want that really defined highlighted look under the eye, you could bake with maybe Makeup Revolution's white finish, which is also a really good product. So we're going to just put things to the side that we've already used. So we've done our concealer, our primer concealer, foundation, and we've just set everything. And now what I'm going to do is go into the eyes. So for the eyes, I wanted to move away from the Emily Edit today and go back into Ucanbe's Twilight and Dusk palette. And this is what this looks like. This is such a good dupe for the Huda Beauty. I think it's the Obsessions palette. I think that was exactly what they were going for in terms of a dupe. In terms of eye primers and things like that, I'm going to put on my putty primer from e.l.f. But these are gorgeous. They stay so well. You've got your glitters in there. You've got your mattes. You've got a really nice black as well. Sometimes you only get a variation of browns and these kind of things, but you've got a really good array of different colors there. So what I'm going to do is just, again, as I said, put things aside that we've used already. And then we're going to go in with our putty primer from e.l.f. And that's what it looks like. And we're just going to really, the thick consistency, so I always warm it up on my finger first. And I will put all of these looks up on Instagram today and name everything I've used, but also the prices and the website links will be below. So we're warming that up in the I warm it up in the tub before I actually put it on my eye. And don't be afraid to bring that concealer right up, because you're not just going to be focusing on the lid, you're going to be going right up, and your primer needs to be there too. Okay, so we've really gotten our eye primer on. Okay, now what we're going to do is go in with our look today. So I'm just going to show you again the colors. So a beautiful array of colors there. I'm going to go in with Amethyst, just to start a starting point over the lid. Okay, and what I'll do is I'll put an enhanced picture somewhere of Amethyst so you can see it. So now I'm just going to go in with my brushes. And I'm going to be using my Bella & Bear Pompous Cat. It's a great brush, both for blending and applying. So that Amethyst we're going to put here, and I'm just going to bring the mirror a bit closer. And we're just going to start that sweeping motion. So it's a deep red orange. You can see straight away it's giving us amazing color. It's separating the lid perfectly from the above the eye. So when we do put our second color in there, everything's really going to pop. Bringing that in and down a little bit, just stopping before the crease. Okay, and we're going to do that on the other eye. I'm really loving the strong colors recently, so if I'm not at work, I do really go for the beautiful strong colors and the smoky eye. Okay. So now I'm kind of just buffing, and I'm going to blend all of that out now with a separate brush, clean brush, blending it all. So it's definitely, if you know me, I often go for autumnal colors, but this is certainly a deeper color. You can see it's the deep burgundy red, kind of pink, all in a mixture of one. So if I show you, this is what I've just put on my lid, but this is what it looks like. So sometimes the colors do warm up on your skin, and you do get a slightly different color than what it looks like in the palette, basically. So what I'm going to go in is go in with Royal just on the top of the lid. So we're actually going to place that with our finger and then blend it. It really grabs color as well, the putty primer. It really helps the staying power. Okay, so now on the lid itself, we're going to start with, this is Blazing here. And we're going to go back in with I'm actually going to change to my applicator brush here. So that's what that looks like. And we're just going to pop that on. But I'm not going all the way in, because we're actually going to put a bright color in the inner corner. So I'm doing a tapping motion. Okay. Because we're actually going to go in with Retrograde, which I will pop up on the screen right now. Okay. And I'm taking my time. Always take your time, don't rush anything. Okay, so now that we have above the lid and just coming up to the inner corners in the crease, we're going to now go in with Retrograde, and this is what it looks like here. And you can see it is definitely used here. So I will put up a picture of it. I'll find a picture of Retrograde by itself, and you can have a look at the color. That's what it looks like on the lid. So what I'm going to do is just with my finger, I'm starting to bring that out. You can see the little pop of color there. We're bringing it out. Now it's starting to show. You can see how everything kind of comes together. So there you've got that kind of gradient of colours all coming together. I'm going to do the same on the other side. What it does is it kind of almost makes your eyes look bigger and pop when the inner corners have a brighter colour. So you can see now how it's all coming together. Okay, so we will start to blend, but I'm not going to blend too far into the corners because then that will kind of ruin what we've done, if you know what I mean, because you're going in too far. So it's kind of just all blending in, as you can see. So what I'm going to do is with that clean brush again, we're just going to start to blend the middles so it kind of looks natural. So there's no harsh lines basically. I'm just blending that middle. So you still keep that colour, but nothing is harsh looking. So now what we're going to do is I'm actually going to go in with Royal again and just enhance the white above the lid. Okay, so you've got that gorgeous sunset look. Now you could even go in darker, quarter of the way, which we could do with saffron. So this is saffron and it's a really beautiful colour here. So what we're going to do is we're only going to go halfway, or not even halfway. I'm going to start from here and maybe just come into here and then blend it, and the same here. Really, really light. Start off super light. You can see it's just giving it that smoky red. Okay. Okay, so now we just need to do a little bit of a cleanup. So what I'll do is I'll just clean up the edges and come back. So I've just cleaned up the edges there and you can see they all blend in really, really well. This is the NYX Worth the Hype. So what we're going to do is pop that on. Really, really happy with the different colours. I think never be afraid to go a little bit too, you know, a little bit more flamboyant. If these colours don't suit you or you don't like them, choose different colours, but don't be afraid. Practice, you know, if there's something you're comfortable with or you just want to express yourself, you do it and make your, you know, do what makes you feel good. So you can see I've used 3 colours. They all kind of blend into each other really nicely. I've fixed up the edges too and made sure that they don't go too far up on the, just below the brow. So I'm going to pop on some of this mascara. This is the Worth the Hype from NYX. NYX is animal cruelty free, so is W7 and so is Makeup Revolution. Just if you are wondering, it's animal cruelty free. And you can see that this just really stretches out the lashes. I actually forgot to go in with my eyelash curler. This is it. It's from Eyelure. So basically, if you've never used one before, I'm sure you have, but you just grab the lash and curl it up. Simply like this. And you just curl, and it just makes those lashes, turns them up a little before you actually put on the mascara. I should have done that beforehand. So let's just keep going. So what I'll do is I'll do the mascara and come back. So I'm back, and what I've done is I've just popped on some lashes, and again these are low cost. These are actually Amazon brand and they are Uno, and that's what they look like. I've cut them just to fit my eyes. As you can see, they are a little bit dark in there. I mix and match with clients too, so that's why there's some there and some not. But they're just beautiful. They don't take over the eye look. So now that that's done, you can choose different colors. I just chose colors that I really loved from the Twilight and Dusk palette. I think you've got a lot of options. And I do like the fact that you can get dupes for Huda Beauty, because I don't think these ones actually work. They've got staying power. If you don't want to do the kind of sunset look I did, you could certainly do a smoky eye. They're just beautiful. So that's what we've done so far. So now what I'd like to do is go in with some bronzer, and this is a bronzer that I wanted to kind of give another try. But what we'll do first is we're going to put on our Nivea lip balm, because I'm going to just moisturize the lips before we start to use any lipstick. Okay. And that just gives the eyes a little bit of moisture while we're doing other things. So before we do that, I'm going to go to the W7 Brow Bar, and this is what this looks like. It's super affordable, super affordable. It does come in other colors. It comes in light, medium, and dark. I've got the medium. You do get a brush with it, but if you have your own, it's usually okay to do it that way. So what we're going to do today is I've brushed out my brows already. You can just use a like a mascara, spare mascara. You can get the extra ones. You can buy them online. So what I'm going to do today is I'm actually just going to use this is one that's come with them before. It's double-ended, and it's a brow pencil type. So I'm going to go in with number 2, which looks like that. This is number 2, just a light brown. And I'm just going to follow my eyebrow. Just filling in the gaps. I used to have really thick eyelashes, and I think from over plucking when I was younger, they've kind of gone a little bit thinner. So really, you're just following that pattern. If you have thin brows like me, you're just kind of filling in where there may not be. So let's just do this here, and I'm just going to kind of rough out the sides to make it look a little bit more natural. Give the hairs a little bit more, and then you can go in with the clean end and just kind of fix up anything that you need to fix. So yes, and then just blend if you need to, just top like that. So that's that. Now what I want to do is I want to go in with some gorgeous bronzer, and this is the Honolulu bronzer from W7. Again, really affordable brand. Love the packaging on this, absolutely gorgeous. I think it's a dupe for Benefit even. And this is, I can't remember the name of the dupe that it is, but I'll pop up the name somewhere here, and this is it here. It looks a little dark, but actually when it goes on, it's really nice. So what I'm going to use is my fluffy brush here, and this is just a set I got on Amazon. So lightly going in really light, tapping it off, and I'm actually using it as a bronzer today. So we're just going to go in super light, getting where the sun would literally naturally touch your face. And you can build this up, it's really buildable, so you can see how dark it is, but I've gone in quite lightly because I don't want it that dark on my skin, because naturally that wouldn't look very good, because I am not naturally that dark. So if you start off really light, it really does work out as a, so you can see how dark that is. So I've done that as an example, but if I blend it, that's when you start to see how blendable this is. Now the last time we used a different brush, if you remember, and it didn't really move around the face, but today it's doing really well, and I think it was literally just the brush that I used. So again, this isn't going to be going in this motion because this is a bronze look, so we're not looking for that kind of straight away. We look for that when we see a color like this, we think of contour, but actually this is a bronze look, so we are not focusing on that thin line above just below the jawline today. This is kind of a summery fun look. And I just wanted to show you what it can look like. So that's kind of how it ends up looking. It looked quite harsh when we put it on this side, but then as we blended it out, you're getting that, and pictures will show it. I'll pop up a picture afterwards, or just here as we're doing it, so you can see. Sometimes on camera here, and it's due to the lighting, you can't see, but my bedroom is all set up for the new setting. The lights have arrived, and I'm just setting everything up. I redid all my beauty drawers today, put everything where I needed in my freelance kit, made sure everything was separated. Yes, I came home last night from a job, makeup job, And the first thing I did was clean the brushes. I'm a bit OCD like that. And then I put them away, and then I put my disposables where they should be. Then I clean all my palettes. It started to become like a ritual for me. So then this morning I just took a little bit of inspiration and said, okay, I'm totally decluttering my bedroom. And because the lights have turned up, they're going in the back of like a closet or a chest of drawers, which actually comes halfway, so you'll see the whole thing. It won't be here anymore. I might do reviews here, but any kind of application or makeup things are going to be in my room. So there we go. So I'm pretty happy with that. What you can do too is never be afraid to tone down with a beauty blender. I know that sounds quite strange, but I've done it before on clients. So as you can see here, we've had a little bit of a, I'll show you what I mean. There, you see, you can kind of blend powder and it doesn't take away from the foundation that you've done. So that's what that looks like. And again, you can see it's all kind of blending into my skin tone because I have gotten a little bit darker over the summer. And so it's really good to kind of add in that bronze effect rather than a contour, because it just looks more summery. It looks really kind of flowy. So now what we're going to do is go in with a highlight, and I've just been loving the Emily edit, loving it. I did do, obviously the very last video is on her palette, and what I'm going to be doing is using Gratitude today, and this is what it looks like. I just love it. One of my favorite blushes at the minute is this is Joy. If you don't know Emily Noel, I'm sure you do. She's a influencer on YouTube, and I will link her channel below. This is her palette. She does have the once, but it is still sold out at the moment. So we're going to go in now with our highlight, and I'm actually going to use a really light blush for the highlight because I don't want it to kind of interact with any bronzer. So we're just going to go in with Gratitude, and I'm just going on the apple of the cheeks here because I'm going to go in with Joy, which is her blush, and it just separates everything out. You can really see on this side, and the joy of being in the other room is that when we get the new lights, it is going to everything's going to show, which is something that I've wanted for a very long time. Okay, and I'm just kind of going to put some of that here. Okay, so you can kind of see the glow effect. What I want to do now, and I just love this blush so much, this is Joy, and I'm going to go in with my blush brush, and this is from Real Techniques, and we're going to go in with that on the apples of the cheeks, and it always looks a little bit intense when you pop it on. It's just due to the depth of the colour. Don't be afraid of blush too. A lot of people are, but actually if you get the right colour with the right setting in terms of your makeup, it looks really good. So I'm going to, of course, just blend that out a little bit with my buffing brush. Something like that. Blush is just something that I think really can be skipped sometimes in certain looks, but I feel the tone of this is really, really nice. I like it. If you wanted to tone it down, for sure you could. Okay, and what you can even do is put a little bit of kindness over it if you wanted to, and then that just tones it down a bit by itself. So you could just do that on the apples of the cheeks there. We're just going in with kindness, which is kind of a pale colour, so you can actually just tone that down a little if you wanted to. Okay, so I'm really enjoying using low cost because you do not need the higher end. You can have a really, really beautiful look without the high-end products. I mean, e.l.f. are such a good make, so are NYX W7. They are ones, and Ucanbe as well is something new to me over the last year. Before this palette, the Twilight and Dusk palette, I never would have even known they existed. They were an Amazon suggestion, and then obviously it just went from there. I was able to get some of their other palettes too, but they are mostly hooded dupes, and they are really good dupes. I know you can get dupes out there and they're just not worth the money. It's worth kind of investing in higher end, but I would really, really encourage the Twilight and Dusk palette just for your own stash if you wanted to, or if you are looking to build a kit, this is a really good one too. Of course, if you want to go out and spend the money on Huda and on things like that and Urban Decay, you can, but I really wanted to do this video to show you you do not need those brands to have a really good look. And again, just to take into account, if you don't like the eye look today, you could always do your own. Again, this palette, if I just show you, just has an array of colours that you could use there. So if the eye look today isn't something you'd like, you could always use something else. So yes, we've used the Ucanbe Twilight and Dusk, we've used the Emily Edit, which is Makeup Revolution. We've actually used, which I find really impressive, and I do hope you kind of can take this into consideration, we've used foundation today, and we've used it with the Makeup Revolution Ultra Cover and Conceal palette to light to medium. They do come in dark too, so if this isn't your skin tone, you can always get the other one. Again, we've gone in with our brows, which hasn't been in Promenade or Anastasia Beverly Hills or anything like that, but you've gotten the same effect, and you've used, well, we've used the W7 brow bar. We've then gone in with our Halo Glow, which is just our pure setting powder. You can get it in light, but I got it in translucent. And then we went ahead with our false eyelashes, which were Uno, and they're 100% natural, they're handmade, and they are Amazon's own brand. So yes, and again, if you didn't have the Emily Edit palette, this is the last thing I wanted to show you, and it is Makeup Revolution's Ultra Blush palette. So if you didn't have the palette from Emily Edit, this one here I wanted to show you is literally the same, almost the same colour as what we used, Joy, is of what we used there, and that's Joy. It's not Joy, it's obviously Makeup Revolution, but it is a really good dupe for the Joy that we've just used in the palette. Then the mascara, NYX. NYX Work the Hype. You don't have to have the lashes if you don't want to. I just wanted to today. But this is really good, and again, it's waterproof. So all of this, every item today, we've got our Prime Magic 2, and we're lastly going to use the setting spray. None of these items come over £10. So I think you're in the right kind of category for saving money, basically, which is really, really what we need to be doing. Everyone's in a different position. Some people are back working, which is great. Some people are essential workers like myself who have to work. And some of you are furloughed and possibly losing your jobs, but you still want to look in the mirror and look good. It doesn't have to be high end. If you're starting on a makeup kit, it doesn't have to be high end. So my brushes were also all Amazon own, with the exception of the Real Techniques. So this is Nevepscu, and they've got a set of 12, and this is Glow, and they're both Amazon brush sets, and I got them on Amazon, and they're beautiful. They're just fluffy, the hair doesn't come out when you wash them. Really, really nice. There was a couple, I think, there was two Real Techniques, which again are not totally high-end either. You can get the sets as well. So I hope you found this useful, guys. I hope you're all keeping well. Enjoy the sun today, but stay safe. Use your SPF because it is so hot. I hope you did enjoy. Do let me know your brands that you really love in terms of dupes. The next video is going to be on an amazing brush cleaner that I have found, and that has just saved me so much time, and that'll be the next video. Have a great rest of your weekend, guys, or if you're watching this during the week, have a great day, and I'll see you soon.